Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. Today we've got not one 3-pack, but we got two 3-packs. We got the Maivia Legacy and the Samoan Dynasty. So a little bit of both here, as we have some Samoan. We got Rock, who's I guess like kind of half Samoan, and then we got Rocky Johnson, and then of course we got Alpha, we got Sika, and we got Roman Reigns here. Obviously, if you are a wrestling figure collector or any other kind of collector that's out there hitting the pavement at Walmarts, things like that, you have guaranteed seen one, if not both, of these 3-packs. As you can see here, I did pick this one up for $10. I have another one that I picked up a month or two ago for $18, but $10, I couldn't pass this up. It's less than a basic, and with the price originally being $70, that's just a no-brainer. And then with the Samoan Dynasty 3-pack, that was $26. So you know, you're looking at $36.40 total, and so basically about half off of one pack to get both sets of 3-packs here. So just an absolute no-brainer. Really fun packaging. Just a set that I had the long game. You know, I really wanted the high chief because I'm sure there's no other way we'll ever get that. And this Rock is pretty cool. I already have a Rocky Johnson. I already have an Alpha and a Sika. And of course, I already have a Roman. So I have a lot of these characters and different representations. So definitely couldn't justify the $70 price point for what I was looking for as a collector. If these had just disappeared and I never got them, I would have been okay. But they hung around because the price point was just not there for a lot of collectors. And now it is in my collection. So let's go ahead, unbox these bad boys, and dig into the Maivia Legacy and the Samoan Dynasty. Yeah. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to start off with the Maivia 3-pack here. So let's start off with Rocky Johnson's accessory, which is his purple, what's the word I'm looking for? Not ribbon, not coat, but you know what I'm talking about. His purple thing, right? There you go. You guys know what that is. And then let's go on to Rocky Johnson himself. Looks very, very good. Nice definition. Definitely a ripped dude. Face sculpt is really, really nice on this one. Laces to the inside, which is interesting. But let's go ahead and compare, because everybody says this is the better, more accurate version of Rocky Johnson. So let's go ahead, bring Rocky Johnson number 2. Obviously, skin tone is a heck of a lot lighter on the new Rocky Johnson, and I must say the face here is much better on the new Rocky Johnson. That said, this Rocky Johnson does have a little RJ and a little ribbon around the top of the trunks, where this one is just straight yellow. So I do like the trunks a little better on this one. And then we come down to his boots, RJ on the boots, but these boots are front, laces are front facing, where these are side facing. So I'm going to guess then I think this is the better overall figure. This has a little bit funner details of the RJ and the RJ, but definitely a much better face sculpt, and I think the skin tone makes this one the one that we're going to go ahead and keep and display. And this guy, you're going to get bagged up, buddy. You're just going to have to get bagged up. That's the way this works. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So, a very cool Rocky Johnson. Speaking of Rocky, let's go ahead and bust out Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Right here, looking funky Cole Medina with those super high speed sideburns that he's got going on there. Gold chain, cool guy sunglasses, purple-ish flowered shirt going on here. I'm not really down with the pink aspect of it. I see what they were doing. They're trying to add like some detail here in kind of a cheap way with just doing like little splotches to signify the color. But for me, it doesn't really work. Almost would have liked it just to been the almost cow print color going on there without the pink, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. We got a little gold chain bracelet going on there, and a very nice detailed watch. If we can zoom on there, I think that's a pretty detailed thing, especially for something like this. It's going to be in a 3-pack. Nice belt. Nice khaki shorts, no cargo pockets on the side. What are we doing? We got to do better than that. And then, of course, we've got the very nice penny loafers. All in all, a very cool rock. Is it a definitive rock? No, but definitely if you've got room in your collection, if you have a random kind of other than figure shelf or something like that, this definitely deserves to be in your collection. All right, let's move on to the first time and probably last time in the line, the High Chief Peter Maivia. Let's look at his accessory. He does have a pretty ornate headdress. Forgive me if that's not what it's called or known as, but that's what we're going to call it here. No disrespect intended, but very cool, very detailed, looks nice. And this figure, just off the looks alone, looks super cool. Now, obviously, with the head, if you said, hey, who's this? Sorry, no idea. Solo Sikoa. I'm sorry, I don't know. It's got the neck thing that Roman's been rocking for a while there. A cool little emblem thing that he's got going on there. Again, I don't know the symbolic nature of it. No chest or back tattoos, which is interesting because all the kind of modern Samoans in wrestling have at least the pec and the arm done, or both sides, that kind of thing. Where High Chief here's tattoos are a little lower. I don't know if that's kind of like because of the times where tattoos weren't accepted as much back then, and these guys probably had at some point in time had some regular jobs as well, so maybe that's why they did that. Let's see if there's any kind of detail. No, just kind of is a thing going on there. Let's get a little light. Some very nice tattoos. Pink trunks underneath the bottom, which is a very interesting choice. You got some kind of pink panties going on there, but it actually looks really cool, and I bet without this, those pink trunks probably pop pretty dang good. But those tats are cool, and barefoot. But all in all, this figure rocks. Super cool. Obviously no sentimental attachment or anything other than just the historical aspect of it. Some cool little hands there. You can kind of do some kind of Samoan poses, which maybe I'll look up High Chief and see if I can get kind of one of his signature poses out of that. But otherwise, very cool and super happy to have it, especially for, less than $5 for a figure. So very, very cool. But now it's time to move on to the Samoan Dynasty 3-pack. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get into it. Let's start off with the Wild Samoans. Let's start off with Alpha, I do believe. Yep, check the box to confirm. Both do come with this kiltish, skirtish, again, no offense, I just don't know what these are called for them, but very cool, very detailed. I like these a lot. I think this is more for the Wild Samoans, like in their youth. I think this is probably more for that, since it does come as an accompanying part more so than on the older Wild Samoan looks here. But as I said, we'll get into Alpha, so let's go ahead and look at Alpha's younger self here, looking like an Alpha. Big ol' afro, big ol' facial hair, crazy little look there going on. Do believe this is the same head that came back with the Target exclusive. I want to say it was a 2-pack, but it was definitely a Target exclusive, maybe Hall of Champions, something like that. And that is the way that I currently have the Wild Samoans displayed, which leads us to Alpha as an old man, and this is definitely how I'm going to display him. I'm going to put him with my bloodline kind of focus. I got a little section in my display case that I'm going to have just for bloodline related guys. I think this is where something like that works. I don't think the body quite works to do the younger versions of the Wild Samoans, but if this is what you got, especially if you can find it for $20 versus going and getting those older versions of the Wild Samoans that you probably are going to pay $30 a figure for, then I wouldn't fault you at all. But for me, it's going to be old-time Wild Samoans, which I think at the time of this recording, I do believe one, if not both of these have passed. Both of these gentlemen have passed since they had the spot that this is representing on Raw or a pay-per-view there with Roman. But that's that. Let's get into the figure itself. Very cool t-shirt. This figure rocks. I will say, if you're a customizer and you're not really into this figure, don't really need this figure, pop the shirt off, put him in an audience member or something like that, and I think you got a pretty cool t-shirt for an audience member or a background character for sure. Couldn't tell you that this was was Alpha. I would think this, if you showed me this head, this may be a strange Hulk Hogan, but that's not against the sculpt or anything, just not one that I'm ultra familiar with. I do like the new lay type thing that they've got going on here. Looks really cool. Underneath, we do got some red pants, Samoa, white looking knee pads there, and of course they are barefooted. So Alpha coming in looking real good, and again for under $10. All right, let's get on to Sika. Let's get on to Sika's head. And that is a head that only a Samoan mother could love. Looking or gnarly, but very cool all the same. Again, very thick hair on his head, on his chin, and who knows where else, but right here it's definitely on his head. Very nice, again, if you do choose to display him in that version. He does again have the kilt skirt, whatever he's got going on there with this piece. And then on to Sika, who definitely has a little bit, had a little bit better hair going on. I'm sure Hogan himself would have loved to have hair like this, but nope. It was reserved for one man, and that one man is Sika. Boy, I hope I'm saying that right. Sika, it's got to be right. Either way. Does have the lay, which I believe is the same one as Roman. It does look that way, but looks really cool. I do like the chin hair kind of coming down past his actual chin, which looks really cool. I dig that a lot. Looks really nice. This shirt, again, customizer's dream. Throw that on Jimmy Buffett, on your Jimmy Buffett fig, because I'm sure you've got tons of those Jimmy Buffett figures lying around. Do need to burn off that little string going on there, but a very cool shirt. Very good to use as a background character if you need. Let's see what he's got going on. So he's got the red and the white as well. Samoa, both sides, and of course, bare feet. Very, very neat, very cool. Like this figure a lot. Again, that's something that I kind of keep saying is all these are great figures. It's not for a lack of want. It's just $70. To get these versions of them is tough, but I see the market for those that need it, that kind of thing. Just someone like me who doesn't need every single thing, every single version. It was an easy long game for me. And let's finish up the Samoan Dynasty with the pinnacle of the Samoan Dynasty. Maybe tied right there with The Rock, with Roman Reigns. Looking jacked. A very good head sculpt, no doubt about it. You show me this. Oh, Roman Reigns, cool. We got a Roman Reigns figure. Yep, sure do. I like the hair coming over the side. I like that you can tuck this underneath. And it doesn't look too awkward. Again, we were talking about those tattoos you see here on Roman. He's got, basically half his back and his whole sidearm with the gold gauntlet, gold Superman punch action going on here. See, Roman knows what's up. He's got the cargo pants. He's got the cargo pockets. He's ready to go. He has learned and finished the right way, where Rock maybe not so much. Maybe Rock is down with the cargo pants by now, but a little too late if you ask me. Little gold accent here, which is a very nice detail. What does that say? It says Roman Reigns. Shocking. So Roman Reigns written in very, very tiny detail here. Let's get it on the camera just so you know I'm not a liar. Roman Reigns. Good sculpt there on that as well. Boots, knee pads, all that good stuff. So again, another very cool figure. But let's go ahead and get the Samoan Dynasty. Let's get the Maivia Legacy. Let's get them all posed out, set up, and ready to go and give our final thoughts on all 6 of these 3-pack figures. And there we have it. 2 3-packs, 6 figures for $40. Man, what a deal. What a steel ski of a deal ski. I will say one funny thing is, boy oh boy, the feet on these Samoans is wild. No pun intended, or maybe just a little bit. Definitely must have the feet from the original release, because they are some big honking hooves there on the two gentlemen. But other than that, which, hey, at least they're not going to fall over, right? But all in all, super fun figures. I know the NWO 3-pack from the WWE version is coming out. I will have to pick that up as a Hogan completionist, but not really my style of NWO, so they will not be represented in that fashion. But definitely gonna have to pick those up. Definitely not gonna long game those. Maybe I'll long game them for a second box, but for now it'll just be one. But it is about that time. It's almost time to get on out of here. Before we do us a favor and hit us with a like, hit us with a comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel as we post new content every single day. Are we at 800 subscribers yet by the time this video comes out? I do not know, but if we're not, we need your help to get there with a lovely comment, a lovely like, and of course, like I said, just subscribe to the channel. It is free after all, and we do enjoy hanging out with you guys, and we do enjoy bringing you new content every single day. But it is at that time, as I said, it is time to get on out here. It is time to throw one back. So for myself and Uncle BJ, we are going to throw one back. And we'll see you all next time.